love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
That sounds dumb.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
What up, man?
I'm here for a reason, to deliver a message, and I'm gonna articulate it the best way I can to you. But I am gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I am not sparing. I can't help how people feel in life, right? Anybody?
Oh Lord.
Here he go. Don't worry. I don't.
Say that.
No, cause I'm the hostess with the mostest. Like, come on now, we gotta put some butter on it. He's not stubborn. He knows that you got to go with the flow and be like water. That's not stubborn. He has no containment. He is the containment.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Commander, what up, though? Nine, appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. The Minister, the General of Defense is in the building. My brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown, Mr. 33 himself. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. What up, Nine? Liz B in the building. What up, though, Liz? Appreciate you, sis. Uh-oh, there she go. Dee Dee. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I just wanted to pop up here and pop off for a minute. You know, I've been dealing with migraines last couple of days, real bad yesterday. Real bad earlier today, but feel a little better. So I said, let me get up here and pop off for a minute. Because I don't know, I'm probably going to take some more time off. But this was on my heart. I had a friend send me a live, right? Miss Chicago, what up, though? I had a friend send me a live, and it was the Queen Maker Priscilla. Shout out to her. And it was, I believe it's called A Lesson in Psychology. And my friend was asking me, like, is a lot of the stuff she's saying true? And I'm like, yeah, it is true. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I gotta find my wife some candy or something. All right. Yeah, so she was saying a lot of stuff. What she was saying about psychology. Psychology is the study of the soul. Well, that's what the etymology word meant. Psych is soul, and ecology is study of. Anytime you see um, like ology on the back of a word, biology, the study of science. It means the study of, and psych, the etymology, the creation of the word meant soul. So originally, the word psychology meant the study of the soul, but now we recognize it as the study of the mind. Again, this is uh, the information I've been presenting to people. You know, um, that's why I'm so into psychology, and that's why I incorporate it with emotions or your feelings because they figured it out. I figured it out, and I'm trying to help y'all figure it out. So, the more you listen to the lady, the more I understood like uh, her. I ain't gonna say intention, but her methodology. She do a lot of the same things I do. Breaking down concepts, breaking down words, and with the intent to teach, but we just got different methods. I don't use shame. A lot of these people online who claim or be telling you they know what's best for you, what they do is use shame. They try to make you feel bad for not being somewhere or not achieving something. I don't do that. I just, deliver the information and hopefully inspire and motivate people to reach out for. But within within that video she was saying that most of y'all don't use deductive reasoning, and I'm thinking to myself like, yeah, they don't, because they don't understand it. That's why I try to expose people to these concepts, because everything I've been telling y'all, these people, they starting to show y'all what they do. She was shaming people for not using deductive reasoning, because if they did, they understand that she used inductive and sometimes reductive reasoning. These are just ways to basically comprehend information, how to break down information. And she was also saying most people don't listen, they only hear. And I'm like, that's what I've been telling people, because listening is a skill. To listen is a skill. Is to hear is something innate that everyone was born with. Right? Everyone was born with most people was born with the ability to hear, which is just becoming aware of sound. That's all hearing is you're aware of something. Even when people are talking, you're just aware of what they're saying. Most people don't comprehend. And then she went on to say, my bad, commercial break. Oh, my bad. Oh, I just reading the chat. You understand the context. Yeah, the context, like people, but my bad. So then she went on to say that most people in America, the majority of Americans, listen to what I'm saying, read and comprehend on a 6th grade level, right? And what she's saying is right. You got to listen to what she's saying, though. Read and comprehend. Meaning, okay, you can read, you know what these big words mean, but do you understand? And most people don't even have a basic understanding of words to be able to comprehend. If you think that's why, I've been saying lately, people just be using words because they're similar, and they use a word, but it don't fit the context of what they're trying to convey. Using certain words in certain contexts just because it's similar to another word doesn't make it right. But that's what most people do. But I'm listening to what she's saying, and I'm just getting a bigger understanding, or much more of an understanding of her in general. But this is why I do what I do. I try to educate and share information, because a lot of the stuff she was saying is true, but she also telling on herself. you know. Um, she also telling herself, like, I be transparent. I use more what they call reductive reasoning to teach, break it down to its simplest form so you can consume and understand it. But a lot of these people, they use shame. Instead of explaining things to you with the intent for you to learn, they explain things to you with the intent to influence you. That's one of the biggest difference. And I ain't here to toot my own horn. I'm just saying it is what it is. And when people truly understand, they appreciate me more. I know they would when they understand, because the people who can comprehend my methods and how I do stuff, they do show appreciation. They show love because if you look, and what I'm saying, and I'm not saying this to shame anyone, but the majority of the people, when they hear comprehension, they think of reading. But you got to understand, words are words, language is language, regardless if it's written or spoken. So what you do on paper, or the method you use to understand what the written word is, you also do that with hearing. But that's where listening comes in. And it's an acquired skill that need to be not only developed, but cultivated, nurtured. And if you don't do it, it's people who do it, and they take advantage of you. This is why a lot writers, what up though, sis? Appreciate you. This is why a lot of people get into minuscule arguments, little stupid arguments for no reason, because they misunderstood one another. Like I said, we use, just because we use words, like most people don't even know what they say. They truly don't understand, well, the selection of words they use and the context of which they're using it. They just use it. And most people don't understand what other people are saying. And this is how manipulation happens. This is why they say read the fine print. People who really trying to spit game with you, they tell you this, and I continuously tell y'all this. Go get a Black Law Dictionary. Go get an etymology dictionary. Start understanding what you're saying. And don't take offense when somebody like me say you don't know, because you don't. Ignorance is not bad. Like, people, even the context of words, if I say, oh, you ignorant to that, people would think I'm calling them stupid. No, I'm saying you don't know. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. So I listen. So when I tell you, listening is a skill, work on that. Because if you don't, that's only you. Look. Oh, let me get to the reason I'm saying all this, right? Is because, like I said, I'm beginning to why she do what she do, and how she do it, and I'm understanding why she do it. Right? Check this out. I'm gonna use myself for example, as I always do. People who know me, rock out with me on here. You understand the context I ever speak, especially Black women, is always positive. I may even point things out, some flaws, but I don't degrade. Why? Because that's how I am in real life. But why am I like that? Because of my experience, things I've been through. Writers, did I say what up, sis? Appreciate you. If I didn't, my bad. But my experiences with Black women, that's all I can project, right? Because that's what everybody do. If you like it or not, everybody projects their experience, the perception of the experience. And you can tell how the person went through the experience of how they look at things. Even if you go through something unfavorable and you learn a lesson, guess what? You look at the situation. Like, I'm gonna use myself for example, right? I had, out of all the relationships I've been with in Black women, I think I had one or two good ones, right? But that, I don't bash Black women because I had those experiences. Even though they were limited to me, I know it exists. So there's no need for me to point out the obvious. And I that's not in my experience, right? But if that experience made me bitter, then guess what? I'm gonna put a blanket on it and say this is how Black women are. Because that's my experience and that's what I'm projecting. So looking at me still, I'm a married man, happily married man. I'm a son. I respect my mother and father. I love my brothers and sisters. I respect my uncles and aunties. So you don't hear me. My experience, that's my experience. So when we touch on these topics, this is what I'm going to project is my experience. Even though I know other things exist, everyone doesn't come from good homes. Everyone doesn't have a loving parent. Everyone don't have a good relationship. And guess what? That's what they're going to project. They're going to talk about so what I'm saying is when you're listening to people, you got to understand, especially when they generalize things, they really only projecting the experience. If they think man ain't shit, that's because they probably experienced that in life. But if they experience good men, even though they had bad ones, they'll realize like, nah, man, but you got to watch out for the bad ones. And vice versa. So all these dudes usually think about this to solidify what I'm saying. How many married men on here bashing women? How many happily married men? It probably be some married men on here bashing women because they don't even like their wife. They don't even like their wife. So will you sit back and think about how you look at life? You have to look at the experience. Even if you had bad experience, if you learned and grew from them, those experiences, when you project them, when you share those experiences, you go tell the good and the bad. If you only have bad experiences, that's all you go tell. That's all you go tell. That's how you perceive life. That's how you perceive the world, because that's all you know. You only know what you're aware of. So if you haven't been in a relationship, a good relationship, you're not aware that it's possible. Even when you hear people talk about theirs, you go hear more people talk about the bad ones. You go kind of drown out the good ones. You go think that's okay. That's an anomaly. That's one in a million. And that's like, if I'm around all good, like if I'm in a good relationship and the people around me in good relationships, when I say a bad one, I'm gonna be like, damn, that's an anomaly. And this is how people perceive things. So even listening to Priscilla, I'm like, it's unfortunate that you had a lot of bad experiences with men because that's all you can see. And anything good, anything outside of that is an anomaly. I hope what I'm saying ain't going over nobody's head. I hope it ain't, because you can really understand people, especially what they harp on, what people are passionate about. That tells a lot about their experience. It'll tell you a lot about what they've been through. And you can tell how different things affected people, how they perceive it today. You can tell a lot about yourself. If you grew from something, if you experience something bad and traumatic, right? Realize this. Like, I'm gonna use myself for an example. You know, my first wife, did me dirty. You know what I'm saying? But I learned from that, right? And what I learned was people gonna be people. Change comes from within. I can want the best, but if they don't want it, it ain't gonna happen. I understood people mature differently. I understood that if I accept things, then that falls on me. If I accept it, then that's me. That ain't got nothing to do with the person. That's what I accepted. That's what I'm willing to participate with. So if it becomes a problem later on, it's me. It's still me. And learning these lessons, I took it into my next relationship, and I had different results. I had better results. So I understood that guess what? This ain't all it has to offer as far as relationships. Because not only did I experience bad relationships, my friends, family, they were in bad relationships. So, I mean, that was kind of consistent until I got out of it and then put myself around people who were in better relationships. And then I influenced people to make their relationship work better. That's how it worked. But you have to be aware of things. And once you cut yourself off and think it's just this way, that's all you go see. That's all you go experience is just that. No matter if you get the opposite, eventually this is where they get that people get that saying, it's too good to be true. You know, even if you experiencing something good, you consciously think it's going to eventually turn bad. Because that's what you're perceiving. That's what that's all you experience. I ain't gonna say all, but that's the totality of your experiences was negative. So that's all you think can exist. Even if it's good, eventually it's gonna be bad. Exists. That's why I kept going next. And that's how you gotta be, Commander. People who have been hurt can't trust or even love a good person because of the trauma. Whatever's in you, and I constantly say this, whatever's in you will come out. So if you got a bunch of hurt and pain in you, that's all you got in you. You ain't got room for the good stuff. So even if a good person comes, you don't have it within you, literally don't have it within you to be with that person or to appreciate that person. That's like I've been around people, right? Who, and I understand because people do act and it do be facades, but I've been around people to be like, man, you can't really be like this. And I'm like, this is me. This is me. And it ain't till they lose access then they realize, like, damn, that was just him. Because the whole time people be testing and doing stuff to see if you like, bro, you turning people into monsters. Like, think about what I'm saying. If you with somebody and you testing them to see if they do this and that, I understand the ideology. Okay, I want to see if they really go cheat or if they really faithful or if they really doing it. And if they aren't cheating, like if they aren't that person they claim they be, this test that you're doing will expose them, right? That's the ideology of testing someone. But what if the person ain't like that? And you doing all these things? You can turn a person into a monster. Because you're the stimulant. You testing them, that's the stimulant. Because if you weren't testing them, then they can just be themselves. Now I have to worry about, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't test people. But people, you will trying to prove. I seen people go to the extremes to try to prove somebody wasn't who they are. Like, you doing stuff right. So if they haul off, if this person's saying he don't hit women, and you're a female, and I know he hit women, watch that, you spit in his face, and he hit you. See, I told you. Like, nah, man, you spit in that man's face. If you wouldn't have did that, you wouldn't have got hit. So he would have been right. He don't hit women. People do stuff, test, or I'm testing, I'm putting it, man. Me personally, when I see people testing me, I'll be like, all right, I'm straight. I'm good. I ain't about to go through this. Because that to me just shows you don't have confidence in yourself. Right? That's why I don't have to test nobody, because I know I can observe. And just let things be what it is. And eventually, if they faking, they go expose themselves. But I got the confidence that I trust myself. You know, but to even do that, you got to build yourself like that. That's why people need to test, because they ain't confident in their judgment. So they got to try to prove themselves right. That's what you doing when you test. Man, that shit is weird. I be trying to explain the psychology behind a lot of the shit people do and why you do it. Because I used to do it. I used to do it. So um, it's just reverse engineering to understand why. Get to the why people do things. But that's why I have a hard time talking to people is because, and like I said, it ain't to shame nobody, but it's really to make you think and ponder like, damn, I need to tighten up on my skills, because comprehension is a real thing. I've been telling y'all that people just look at the what and never figure out the why. That's comprehending, knowing why things occur, knowing why things exist, knowing what a person is saying, why a person is saying, what is this person conveying. People think everything is so cut and dry. But that's how people get manipulated. That's how people get taken advantage of, is not being able to comprehend. Most wars are fought psychologically before they even engage physically. And to be honest with you, we've been in war. We've been fighting. It's not a physical, it's spiritual. But I just told you the etymology, the psychology. And it's been waging on. I told you the way they influence you is through your emotion. They just want you to think. As long as you're thinking, they can control your emotion. And now you're thinking what they want you to think through feeling. Most people feel to think. Their feelings make them think to, well, why did you feel that way? What influenced that feeling for you to think this way? That's why I tell you, belief is one of the strongest feelings. They get you to believe, that's control. I'm getting you to accept something without any evidence, any proof. That's a form of control. People will die for beliefs, will die for something they don't even know. People will hurt people for trying to explain what they don't know, to give them the evidence, but the evidence don't back what they know. So now you lash out and attack. All because that's one of the strongest emotions, belief. They keep telling you it's something conscious that ain't conscious. For you to accept something without evidence that ain't got nothing to do with thinking. That's all feeling. They've been studying y'all souls, telling you they studying your mind. But I told y'all that. That's why they don't teach you about your emotion. Because it's literally the language of the soul. Once you identify and understand why you feel the way you feel, you'll comprehend what I'm saying. You'll comprehend what I'm saying. That's why you're eating. I felt hungry and ate. But even, like I said, think about, now listen to a lot of these content creators. When they telling y'all, oh, you just stupid, you don't know. You don't know this, you don't know that. When they using shame. And y'all just doing this and not even aware. Y'all just doing it and not even. I can do that too. I can do it and I can be 100% right about it. But I'm not trying to break nobody. I don't need the influence. I need you to comprehend what I'm saying. I need you to get the message. The message is more important than the messenger. These content creators use shame to make you feel like you need them. I'm saying let's work together. I'm saying we need each other. A better you is a better us. That's why I'm talking self-development. all the tactics these people use. I've been trying to teach y'all all these different concepts. I've been trying to give y'all the soul. And it's funny that I'm starting to hear more and more people reveal their tactics out of frustration. You know, I can observe and tell most people don't listen. So what I do, instead of saying, "Oh, y'all stupid, y'all don't listen," I showed you the difference. I don't use subliminals. I use superliminals. I give you the information, and then you look at it like, damn, well, I can add this, or I can do this, or I can do that. Yeah, I can do this. You know, instead of making people feel like small and stupid, build them up. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of these content creators, they can't build you up. They ain't got nothing to offer. They ain't got nothing to offer. They can't show you. They can't make it. They can't put it in a way where you can actually apply it. Things they say. They just say it because it sounds good. They say it because somebody else said it. They don't say it because they practice it. There's a difference. That's why you look at things different. It's through the experience. You can read something in a book all day, but until you experience, you never know how it works. You know how easy it is to read a book on how to change brakes, but then when you start changing brakes, you start seeing some of the difficulties, or you're like, oh, it ain't just that easy to jack the car up. Well, loosen the lug nuts, then jack the car up. You know, it ain't just that easy. No, it's complications involved. You won't know that until you experience. So if you're a person just reading the books, you'll be telling someone who know, like, okay, them brakes ain't been changed in 2 years. They rusted on, probably glued to the pad, to the rotor. Yeah, I'm gonna need. No. I done read the book 100 times. All you need is a C-clamp, screwdriver, a 13-inch socket, and you good to go. Nah, man, you gonna need more than that because they seasoned on there, bro. You might have to change the whole caliber. No. That's how people talk from when they book smart, have no experience, and that's a lot of these people. Like if somebody like me, I can't talk to you per se about dating, but what I can tell you is how to get married. Right? I can tell you if you're trying to make it to where I'm at to get married, I can tell you what it takes. But if you just dating, I don't know what to tell you. If you're a man, I can tell you how to find a wife. If you're a woman, I can tell you how to find a husband. But I can't tell you about dating. I don't even know what that is. Like there's so many different explanations. I can't tell you about dating, but I can tell you how to. I can also tell you how to. Well, I ain't only been married for a couple years. It ain't been 10 yet. But I can tell you how to maintain, how to sustain a marriage. I can tell you that. I can't tell you how to pick up chicks from the club though. No. So even when I'm coaching in relationship, I'm coaching people who trying to get where I'm at. If that's your goal to get married, I can help you. I can help you. But I can't tell you how to bust down 50 chicks a week. I can't do that. I can only tell you or share the experiences in life that I've been successful in. If you're trying to get your life together and do a 180, because a 360 just put you back in the same spot. If you're trying to do a 180 and go the opposite, I can teach you how to do that. I can get you ready for that. No, I can get you ready for those things, right? the beer commercial where everyone is having, I don't know, a great time makes you want to buy some cold beer. They don't show up all the bad stuff that come with drinking, right? They don't show all the, they don't, they just show you what, and that's what people desire is to have a good time, right? I want to have a good time. If you sitting there thinking like I had a long week of work, man, I just want to relax and kick it, and then you see that commercial, people just sitting back, kicking it, having a beer, having a good old time, no worry. You be like, I want that. Let me go get one of those. You think when you crack it open, you go get that whole, you know. But that's how they get you off the emotion. That's how you get influenced. It's not what you think, it's what you feel. And I'm telling you the God honest truth. If you sit back and think about what I'm saying, anytime you felt manipulated, I promise you it was because you cared. It was some feeling that made you think everything was okay or everything was going good. It's always that feeling or that desire. Like even like I've talked to people, right? And I had similar experience. And like when you know someone is cheating on you, you don't want to know more than what you want to know. So that's that feeling of not wanting to know, not wanting to be right about knowing someone cheating on you is what makes you ignore them cheating on you until you can't ignore no more. It's that feeling of not wanting to be hurt. What ultimately leads to the pain anyway. You know. So it's always feelings. That's how influence occurs because when you begin to logically think when shit don't make sense, it don't make sense. It just don't. And this is what I tell people too. Even like what I'm telling you, like when I was hearing her say, "Oh, y'all don't even use deductive reasoning," I'm thinking like it's taught in high school. Well, I don't know now. You know, when I was in high school, it was taught through science. You know, the scientific method. That's where you get introduced to deductive reasoning. And then when you get into college, that's when you get into deductive, reductive, adductive. You have to use different methods to assimilate the information or to convey what the writer is trying to say. Because like when you hear double entendres, things have double and triple meaning. So to get to each meaning, you use a different way of reasoning. But then when you get into debating, you get into deductive, inductive, reductive, abductive arguments. How to create the arguments as an inductive, abductive. Use all these different methods of reasoning. I believe I did a video on it. I think I did a video on. I believe I did, but it's just different methods. Deductive is the most profound because it's based around fact, right? You have an observation, something you see, and you use facts or observable things that you can observe and be tangible to come to a conclusion. You know, inductive is the easiest way to explain it is basically formulating ideas around facts. So you have something that's a fact, and you try to figure out how you got to that fact. Instead of using actual facts, you use reasoning. Well, this makes sense. Like for instance, if I say, this is deductive reasoning, right? If I say all fish live in water, right? All fish live in water. So therefore salmon must live in water, right? That's deductive reasoning. All fish, salmon is a fish. So there's two facts that I can put together. So if all fish live in water and salmon is a fish, that means salmon has to live in water, right? So this would be inductive reasoning. all fish live in water, right? But the salmon is blue. So for me to say all fish are blue because all fish live in water and the salmon is blue, that's inductive reasoning. And that's because it's not based on fact. I'm just assuming because all fish live in water and the salmon is blue, now that all fish that live in water are blue. That's not a fact. But that's how that's how people get y'all on here, bro. They use one fact and use they fucked up mind to tailor a narrative around that fact. They will state a fact about something just to get the agreements, right? This is the intention behind why people do that. And then they create a narrative and build it around that fact. So since they said this is fact, whatever else they say must be true too. That's why I say a lot of people use inductive reasoning on here. And when it's far-fetched, when it's like abstract, that's abductive reasoning. Abductive. That's the type of reason that is. Yeah, if people do that often. And if they charismatic, if they can be loud, if they can be charismatic with it, people will believe them because, again, that goes back to the comprehension. People don't comprehend, and people just hear. And because they don't like someone, because they hear something, that's like with my wife, right? When she talk about Trump, like, I'm not a Trump fan, I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't hate him. I'm just not, I'm not a Trump supporter. Like, I'm not a Trumpite or whatever. So when she says stuff and it's not factual, I'd be like, look, that ain't true. And then I break it down. She'd be like, oh, why do you like him so? I said, I'm not even defending him. I'm just saying what you're saying ain't true. I just deal with facts. That's just not true. It's not that I like the guy. I'm just saying what you're saying about him is not true. I don't have to like him to, know facts. And that's what people on here, they get mad because some things be obvious. People say stuff, I be looking like, oh man, that's wrong. But you'll see a whole crowd of people, yeah. Whole narrative get created and people run with it. Why? Because they're emotionally charged up. There's no logical thinking. A lot of people, I told y'all earlier, a lot of people don't think with they conscious mind. They think with their emotion. They're in mind states, not mindsets. I told y'all the difference between a mind state and a mindset. When you thinking with your emotion, meaning when you're not observing, assimilating the information that's in front of you, and you just going about how you feel, that's a mind state. That's what most people function out of, is a mind state. Mindset is a set of ideas, beliefs, or thoughts formulated to create a perception. That's a mindset. That's logic. Now, both of them are useful, but if you use the wrong tool for the wrong job, you don't get the best outcomes, now do you? So it ain't good to stay in the mind state. It ain't good. Yep, they sheep. It's sheep. And I know a lot of shit I say go over people's head and it be boring, but like I said, one day they go grow to appreciate it. Like, this brother was really trying to benefit and help. And I don't know how much longer. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can do it. But I'm trying to feed the people what they need, and hopefully they see it like this is needed. I'm not much of an entertainer. I have fun or whatever, but I ain't much of an entertainer. And I see something that can benefit and be useful. I really know, not even believe. I know a better use, a better the better I became, the better the people around me became. I know that for a fact. So I know if we all become better individually, we'll become better collectively. Not just us on this app. I'm talking about in our homes. That's where the change will start at, is in the home. You know, the better you become, the better your family become. The better your family is, the better your community become. Don't be afraid to be the standard. You just have to build yourself up to that. Build yourself up to be the standard. Fuck all that ain't nobody perfect shit. I don't care about being perfect. I'm progressing. And if I'm progressing and no one else is around me, then guess what? I am the example of what can be if you just try. My wife, cousin came to visit from Australia. She got diagnosed with MS a couple months ago. So she wanted to come visit some of the family in the United States because she didn't know how long she'd be able to travel the way she do. Right? Beautiful woman, high spirit. You know, she knew a little bit about what I was going through, but seeing is believing, right? You get a different perspective. And you like, I don't care what know. People who know me see the difference, but if you don't know me, you wouldn't know. You know, something, is wrong with me. So when my wife started, I was having the mic, I was going through my mic. I'd be having like migraine crises. Sometimes I have a migraine for like 13, 14 hours straight. I'll be waking up out my sleep with migraine. So I deal with them. After the surgery, is like 20 times worse. But I'm alive, so I ain't gonna complain about spilled milk. But anyway, so I was going through one of my things, but we talking or whatever, and she was like, my wife was like, I never complain, Like she had to ask me if my head hurt. I don't just be like, oh, I have an migraine, unless it's real bad and I'm looking for like some medicine or something. Like, or I told her to take me to the hospital. That's the only time, I complain about my migraine. But she was like, he don't complain, he's strong, he put up with a lot of stuff. And I'm like, and her cousin asked me, how do I do it? And I said, well, what other choice do I have? What else am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to complain. What does complaining go do? If I state one time my head hurt and no one helps, then what me keep saying it ain't gonna do nothing. I never been a complainer like that. I don't think complaining is bad the way we use it. Complaining just simply means displaying displeasure. So I say I never complain without the intent to find a solution, to get an answer or get some help or something. Never did that. I don't see the benefit in it, so I don't do it. Being angry and bitter about things I can't control, I don't see the point of it. So a lot of the things that's common to people, I just don't see the benefit, so I don't do it. Ask God why something happened. It ain't gonna make it go back. It happened. It's done. So what's the point of asking God why instead of trying to figure out why? Well, let's see why this happened. How did this happen? That's how I look at it. What could we have did different? That's how you learn from it. So that's what I choose to do, and I can't really be upset at nobody being themselves. So when I encounter unsavory people, I can't be mad at them. That's who they are. And if I allow them to trick me of what does that say about me? That's how I look at it. That's weakness to me. When people say, oh, they took advantage of me, they manipulated me, my thought be like, why? How did they do that? Especially when you grown. If you say you done been through some shit, you should be able to see things. That to me, it show weakness. That person becomes a liability. That person becomes a liability to me. Shit happen in life. And even if we let a lot of time when people get manipulated, it ain't about force. It's about them being naive. It's not usually about force. It's about you being naive, you not knowing, you not being aware, you not observing. Is it you? So once you figure that out, just build you up. Work on these skills. I'll be honest with you. I never sit up here and say, couldn't nobody fool me? Because I know it can be done. But I know I learn from it. If they do, I learn from it. So I ain't gonna be mad. I'm gonna learn from it. I got fooled on here. Not like I don't know money. Just thinking people who were who they presented themselves to be. Even and like this is what I'm saying. Even when I seen different things, it's like I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to be wrong. That's all emotion. That ain't logic. Because logically looking at it, like, nah, they just fucked up. Like I seen it, I ignored it, try to give the people the benefit of the doubt, but that's all on me. Even if I give someone the benefit of the doubt, that's my fault. That ain't theirs. So if they take advantage of that benefit that I gave them, how am I gonna be mad at them? They only ban themselves. A fucked up person can only be a fucked up person, right? That's all they can. What are you gonna be mad at them for? Shouldn't you be mad at yourself for not recognizing that, for not accepting it? It ain't no purpose of being mad at nobody. And like I was saying the other night, I'm just giving you sauce, man. Stop tying your emotions to things that you can't control. Like other people's words and stuff like that, man. That shit gonna take you on a roller coaster ride. But people have to learn through experience. I can sit up here and tell y'all everything, right? You ain't gonna believe me until you experience it, because that's what most people need to do. They need to experience it for them to believe it, and that's fine. That's fine. All I can truly do is plant seeds, but it's when. So look, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, right? 'Cause I'm about to get off of it. Or letting their guard down. They may be grown physically, but the growth didn't occur elsewhere. Now, mentally or spiritually, none. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. Everything is you. It's you. You know what I'm saying? It's you. And when you try to get outside, I don't want to say validation, but when you begin to seek outside, yeah, that's the only way I can say it. Things outside of you to validate the way you feel or the way you think, to validate, not clarify. There's a difference between these words I'm using. I ain't about to look them up, but clarification and validation is two different things. Right? So when you look for people to validate what you think or feel, that says more about you. Yeah, you got to start asking why. It's usually because low confidence, low self-esteem. Two reasons, usually. Not saying always, but when you seek validation, clarification is something different. There's nothing wrong with clarifying things, you know. But validation, when you seek that, that's when you have the issue. I appreciate that, Commander. I appreciate that. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but yeah, my shit banging right now. I felt good earlier. That's the only reason I went live. I wasn't even gonna go live tonight, but I felt good. But it's been raining here like crazy. I think I gotta get my shunt reprogrammed. My wife's tripping on me. She going nuts. She been trying to get me to get it checked, but I mean, every time I go to the hospital, they don't ever get the equipment. I got to go see some specialist 3 hours away. I'm straight. I don't feel like going, but I'm stubborn as hell. But like I don't feel like I have the symptoms of it being blocked or anything. But yeah, they probably need to recalibrate it because I shouldn't be having headaches the way I do, especially these pressure headaches. Man, I feel like something is sitting behind my left eyeball, just trying to push it out my head. I got that going on, and then it's like I be having these spasms of man, yeah, y'all ever had muscle spasm? Well, your brain is a muscle. Imagine your brain having a damn spasm. It feel like somebody juicing my shit. So yeah, I be going through some. They brought me down to my knees earlier. Like that shit took me to my knees. My dog is going crazy. Kids crying. Everybody think I'm like I'm all right, man. I'm a motherfucking warrior. I'm a warrior. But yeah. Let me get my butt off here. But I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I just wanted to spit that. I don't even know if I made sense. I'm probably gonna listen to this in the morning. Like, what the hell was I saying? But yeah, I just wanted to, and I know a lot of shit I say be tough to digest because I'm talking self-development. I'm not using shame though. You know what I'm saying? Look for that. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm gonna just tell you like it is my level of comprehension. I haven't really met many people who can comprehend on the level I can. I haven't. I know people with PhDs that can't comprehend, So I'm just being honest. That's not me tooting my horn. That's just half of it is a blessing. It's just it comes natural, It's like God willed or God given. Just the way I pursue things is different. I don't say this to say I'm better than anyone. I'm saying this because I'm offering myself to people. I don't sit on a pedestal like I'm better than y'all. I'm literally trying to share this. So I don't say it I don't feel the need to shame people for things that I know because at one point I didn't know. So I don't feel the need to shame my intellectual level. I can brag on that on an IQ test. I can show you paperwork and see what I scored. I'm in a genius percentile. But I'm not here to flex on nobody or do nothing. I'm here to literally share. So, but I know these things. I know that's why I talk about them. That's why I come with these. It ain't to. I be trying to help literally. Like I can literally sit here and pick apart people. I can do that. And if I was the old me, I would have did it for fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. You caught me 10 years ago, I'd be picking shit apart for fun. And it'll be easy because it's just my comprehension level. That's one of the highest spots I've scored in with the IQ test is my comprehension. But like I said, I'm here to share. So I don't even try to present myself like that. It's humility, it's patience, I know it's all that stuff. But all that stuff I had to develop. And I'm still developing it. And even these people who come on here, I can pick all these people apart. These red pill people, and I have fun doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it won't be constructive. It'll be destructive. So I choose. It's a choice. See, that's the difference. I'm not sitting there saying I'm an angel and none of that. I choose to be this way because I can be another way. This is a choice for me. I choose to be humble. I choose not to shame people. I choose not. That's all a choice. That's just a test of my character, though. That's just who I am. I choose to do the right thing. I'm not saying I'm incapable of doing anything wrong. I'm incapable of probably doing the most devilish shit known to man. I just choose not to. And I can be honest about that. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm perfect or an angel or a saint. I tell people I'm Samael. But let me get off here. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Tell somebody, help me spread the word. Oh, Gary, that that premiere was fire, bro. My bad. I didn't even look at my phone probably from 5 o'clock yesterday up until a minute ago. Probably about 2 hours. I wasn't even really on my phone. My head been banging, but that was a fire premiere. I listened to it. I was sitting back listening to it. That was a fire premiere. Y'all go check out that premiere Brother Gary did the other day. Yesterday. Check that out. And Lady Shay, if you hear this, just let me know when, sis. I'll be ready. I just seen your email. I email her back if she ain't even there. When it's at the end of the video, she might not listen to this part. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to my wife. I'm gonna listen to my. I gotta get myself together, man. It's just I gotta find the right doctors, man. I don't like people experimenting on me. I come from. I have a medical background. I wasn't a nurse or nothing, but just being anesthesia assistant, being around a lot of different surgeons, and I know people. I talk to them. You know, I know my surgeon, but she I don't know. She act funny. Yeah. You know, so I just gotta find the right doctor, because I ain't no guinea pig and you ain't about to be tested. I don't like all different things and like these medicines in my body. Like, and they be wanting me to try this pill, try this shit. I don't even know what the hell is in that. I'm straight. I'm literally straight. I don't care what that. They want me to get Botox. You ain't putting that shit in my body. No, I am not getting that shit put in my body. Oh, it's okay, people. I don't care what people do. You ain't putting that shit in my body. I don't want none. I know what Botox is. I don't want it in my body. I'm not putting that shit in my body. I'm straight. Well, it won't. I know whatever you say it will or won't do. I don't want it in my body. So no, I'm not getting no Botox injection in the back of my neck and none of that shit. I'm straight. I'd rather smoke stuff from the ground and be all right and deal with the pain. I've been doing it. Drink me some coffee and just deal with it, But I got to make sure I can tolerate the pain. It's just I need to make sure the equipment is working right. I can't do nothing about that. The pain I can deal with. I'm used to pain. I got a high tolerance for a reason. I've just been pain has been with me since I can remember. I always felt some type of pain. So pain is my friend. I'm not estranged from it. I'm okay with it. I made peace with pain. So I just got to make sure everything working right so my brain don't shut down. As long as that don't happen, I'll be good. But I ain't putting none of that shit in my body. I'm straight. I'd rather deal with it. Like I said, a lot of those pills and shit, I'm straight. I don't even take pain pills like that. When they get extreme, then I got to take a Motrin or the Motrin 800. Like when I gotta take care of my babies, I can't be functioning like that, so I gotta take a Motrin 800. But other than that, man, I'm straight. But yeah, let me get off here, man. I appreciate y'all, man, rocking out with me.